As always, we start the list with the fun and excitement of action and adventures.
In the year 2030, a new blood sport grips the globe.
Rollerdrome. Go on a rampage on rollerblades in this fast-paced shooter. You can even jam to the smooth beats as you partake in grisly firefights. It's rolling out on August 16th. Cult of the Lamb. Devolver Digital and Massive Monsters action roguelike lets you build your own cult. After discovering this mysterious alien lamb, start from nothing and expand your demonic helter-skelter by recruiting more followers and sacrificing the dissenters.
Well, it's time, partner. Time to rise up. Together.
Midnight Fight Express. Straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. Instead of following a story, this 3D brawler is more about beating the crap out of your enemies and being stylish. Unleash your martial arts powers on your enemies. Saints Row. Destruction awaits in this reboot of Deep Silver's open-world third-person shooter. You might run out of bullets, but the pure chaos of everything will keep you hooked. Plus, the expanded character customization lets you immerse even more.
I'm gonna hang your head on a wall!
Evil West. At first glance, it feels like it's Red Dead Redemption, but a touch more badass. Evil West combines high fantasy magic and saddled-up cowboys into an epic action-adventure where your bounty is more than a human head. Own evil creatures with your pistols and punch demons with your electric fists. What's not to love about that?
You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you a calm and reasonable person?
God of War Ragnarok. Kratos' grand finale in the Norse pantheon. Ragnarok is going to show us Atreus' and Kratos' character developments throughout the series, while also bringing out blockbuster battles with our favorite Norse gods. It's a surprise that PlayStation 4 can still run this game. There's no definite release date yet, but it's slated to come out this year if things go well. Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. Speaking of gods, this action RPG lets you take them down in a pirate fashion. Whether it's by gunpowder or cutlass slashing, tear down this weird world teeming with danger.
Your boss, Miss White, said things didn't go as planned. She mentioned that there was some violence?
The Wolf Among Us 2. Big B makes his much-awaited return in the Land of Fables. This sequel continues the narrative-driven format where your choices affect the game's story. Going from episode to episode will keep the intrigue high and the surprises fresh. Character customizations, branching story paths, and forging your own stories? It's not a list without the good old role-playing genre. SD Gundam Battle Alliance. Who would have thought we'd get back to these mobile suits after all these years? Play with friends or go solo in this hack-and-slash celebration of the Gundam series. Soul Hackers 2. It's not Persona, but another SMT classic making its return. Soul Hackers is around. It's an SMT game set in a modern future where technology reigns over all. Befriend familiar SMT demons and save the world as a bunch of young adults.
Am I a robot?
Made in Abyss, binary star falling into darkness. Straight out of the first season of the popular anime, follow these characters in a completely new story as they set off in a grand adventure. Spike Chunsoft showcases its attention to detail with its faithful recreation of the anime's world. Hogwarts Legacy. The next generation of the wizarding world goes full RPG. It makes good use of the magical universe to give players a wonderland where everything is possible. From riding broomsticks, casting spells, sorting houses, and more. Legacy is a game built for everyone, fan or not. Star Ocean: The Divine Force. A major leap from the series' traditional JRPG roots. The Divine Force embraces a new open-world feel to its space opera adventures. Letting you travel around a vast alien expanse, this is Star Ocean at its most new-gen. It might just be a step in the right direction for the series. Valkyrie Elysium. Square Enix resurrects the cult classic Valkyrie profile with a new name and a visual overhaul. Gone are the 2D visuals, and in its place is a fully 3D world to explore and fight in. The story's still a mystery, but some of their most memorable characters will make an appearance. The Diofield Chronicle. The return of Square's much-awaited tactics genre, but it's not the FF tactics we wanted. Like most of their recent JRPGs, Diofield will embrace the HD 2D visuals with its story set in a medieval fantasy world full of complex characters. Diablo IV. The next Diablo title has slowly evolved into an MMO despite their ARPG roots. You can seamlessly work together and take out raid bosses, or you can go solo if you want. The latest class, Necromancer, adds a new meaning of death to the game. Let's just hope the microtransactions won't be overwhelming. Long Fallen Dynasty. A brand new IP from Koei Tecmo. It looks like Nioh, but it's not. It continues the tradition of badass samurai warrior in a yokai-infested Japan. The game's features are still being kept under wraps, but it seems to have some of the notable elements plucked from Nioh. The Legend of Heroes: Trails to Azure. The Legend of Heroes series comes alive with this latest localization of Trails to Azure. Get to know Crossbow's finest with new and old characters. Its turn-based combat returns, adding something familiar yet fresh to the table. Even without a mouse and keyboard, first-person shooters are still fun with our DualShock 4. Overwatch 2. Blizzard's multi-award-winning first-person shooter returns. A new cast of shooters is coming, the newest being the badass Junker Queen. The doors will open this October 4th, but we're gonna have to wait until next year for the PvE. It's always a perfect time to play competitively with friends, strangers, or even solo with these sports games. Madden NFL 2023, the annual celebration of America's greatest pastime. Despite improving the experience on new-gen platforms, this year's Madden is still alive and kicking for the PlayStation 4. Not a lot of new features have been announced, but there will be a big focus on John Madden's NFL legacy. F1 Manager 2022. If there is an annual Madden game, there's also our yearly dose of Formula 1 management. It pretty much shares the same mechanics as the previous entries, but the improved quality of life mechanics and tuned-up features makes your team's career all the more engaging. To end this list, let's not forget about these casual and hardcore strategy and simulation titles. 2 Point Campus. Forge your educational background or wreak havoc in hallways in this latest 2 Point entry. From the teacher's lounge to the very broom closet of the school gym, manage this version of school where nothing should be taken seriously. Marvel's Midnight Suns. A unique spin on the superhero formula, Midnight Suns takes us into the grim and edgy world of Marvel's characters. Step into the shoes of Blade, Wolverine, and so much more as they square off in tactical battles mixed with familiar card-based mechanics. If the leaks are true, we might be seeing Moon Knight joining the roster. Minecraft Legends. The next Minecraft chapter adds new mechanics to the mix. Even though it's leaning towards adventure, there's still a strong simulation feel here. Go out in the open wilds, planning what type of house to build, or strategize against a horde of monsters, just like the classic MMO days. Humankind. Similar to Sid Meier's Civilization series, Humankind is a 4X game for fans of the genre. Go through 6 different eras from the pages of our own history, all depending on your choices. It's already been out on PC for quite some time, but the PS4 version will come out this November 4th.